Okay. Welcome to Jewel Talk Tuesday. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Jewel Talk Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And I hope this week is going well and you are processing everything and doing well on this week. Tonight, I would like to talk to you about recovery and restoration. We all have lost things, and when we find them, it gives us joy to know that we have found something we've lost. But in that process, it's kind of annoying once you lose something and you can't find it because you are looking for it, or you're wondering how you lost it or whatever. So I'm gonna tell you just a little quick little story of what happened to me when I took a trip with my first lady to Boston. And before I left to go on the trip, I got some bad news. I got some news that one of my cousins had passed away up there in Boston. He was on a job and something happened, and he passed away. So that was kind of like freaking me out, and I was kind of upset. That was the day before. So by the time we flew up there and got in the airport, I got news that my great aunt had died, and she was the oldest of my great grandmother's children, which we knew that she was on her way out and she was gonna pass. So it wasn't shocking, but it's still shocking. And so my mind was a million places. So then my first lady asked me to drive. So usually I'm a driver, I could drive or whatever. So I had to take my license out to, get out the parking deck with the van and everything like that. So we're driving, and so my mind is 8,000 places. I'm thinking like, oh my God, how is my family gonna cope with this stuff? And just all this stuff. And so I missed a turn. You have backseat drivers, and then I'm a driver. You tell me which way to go, I'm there. And so as soon as they was like, yeah, that's the turn, and then as soon as you take the turn and it's the wrong turn, then nobody says anything. So we had to get back on track, and we running late because we had to get to the church. First get to the hotel and change to get to the church. And so first lady was like, I gotta get there because she's from Boston. So she gets out and we switch. Me not putting my driver's license back in my wallet when they gave them to me back at the parking deck at the airport, they dropped out. They fell out my lap. So, we get to the hotel. They need my license so we can get registered into the room, checked in the room, and I couldn't find it. So we go back to the van and look in and everything, but it dawned on me that they dropped out when we exchanged at like a service station kind of thing. So I couldn't function at that point. So we get dressed, go to the service, and it was nice. Just because Sarah Jakes Roberts was there, Lisa Revere, Real Talk Kim, so it was on point. Mona Thompson had that conference like on point. And so the whole time I couldn't function because I had lost my license. And I thought to myself, I'm up here in the city. Someone gets my license, they're going to steal my identity. They're going to run my credit up. And just the worst case scenario, all this stuff came into my head that, could happen. And, God said, do you trust me? I'm like, yeah, but I just lost my license. Somebody's going to steal my identity. And then I had to pay all this money to get my credit straightened out and all this stuff. He said, but worship me. Do you trust me? And I said, yes, but I'm trying to tell you I lost my license and I need to have my license back. So he said, just worship me. So in the process of me doing that, he told me nothing missing, nothing lost. So okay, so I got to worshiping him and everything like that. The next day, I'm still, people asking me, did you find your license? And I'm like, no. And I'm trying to stay calm and everything. Now we done passed this place several times, but we on a schedule, so we couldn't stop. And I just wanted to stop and look for them. So I got the name of the place, and I end up calling them, and no one turned in my license. And So I'm still like freaking out because I got to get back on the airplane, just everything going in my head. But I just said, God said, nothing missing, nothing lost. And I didn't want to ruin everybody else's trip because I had stuff going on. Because have you ever been on a trip or been somewhere and somebody has stuff going on and they just don't consider the fact that, other people pay money and they trying to enjoy themselves and, just be considerate of them. So I was just trying not to, think about it. So I enjoyed myself because I was somewhere that I'd never been. And to make a long story short, after the trip, came home, and people was like, are you going to get your license? And I said no, because God said nothing missing, nothing lost. So about a week and a half, 2 weeks passed, and I pull up to my mailbox, and amongst all the mail there was a letter from Boston. I was like, I don't know anybody from Boston. And lo and behold, somebody found my license and sent them back to me. They had been ran over several times. Oh gosh, I was going to have them here to show you guys. They're really rough. You can tell cars had ran over my license, but somebody found my license and sent them back. And I was like overjoyed because at that moment when I trusted God to restore something back to me, as simple as a license, He restored it back to me. He just showed me nothing missing, nothing lost. And I shared that story with you because in our lives we lose things. We lose time, opportunities, we miss opportunities. We just do things, even whether it's our fault or not. Things happen. But God is a God that will restore. And if you trust Him, and if you begin to praise Him and worship Him, and begin to believe that He will restore your situation, I trust me, He will do just that. He is faithful to do just that. Some things take a little longer than others, but trust in Him to restore whatever it is that you have lost, whatever it is that you are missing. And a lot of times I was just riding down the road and I was talking to God about it, and I was like, a lot of times we go through life and we don't process stuff. We don't process our stuff, our disappointments, and we don't process our mishaps and stuff, and we just keep going and going. And by the time we go to God for help, and by the time we go to Him and saying, fix me, God, I need help, He is trying to fix us, and we get mad with Him because He's taking too long. We be like, oh God, okay God, what are you doing up there? Y'all need to get it together up there and come on down here and fix this, because I'm not asking for a lot. But He has to make sure that He restore us the right way, because there's no need to ask for something and you're not restored. Your thought process is not right. You're not able to handle what you're asking for. So in that process of recovery, make sure that you are recovering as God would have you recover. And you're not recovering just to get out of a situation, because you're going to end up back in another situation. I just think that story is one of the most amazing stories amongst many that God has given me to just show me how He has given me more than I have asked. I mean, I just think about the things that I've lost, how I have recovered over the years, how I've recovered over time, and they're better than what I ever could have thought of. He goes beyond what we ask for. That's why I always think big. So if you're thinking about something and you want God to do something, go as big as you can, because He's going to go bigger than that. Don't be small. Don't think small, think big, because every time I be thinking big stuff, because He's always a God that is bigger. He's always a God that is more. But there's work to do. You have to stay on the road of recovery. You have to be positive. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. You can't be dibbling and dabbing and going backwards. You have to continue to move forward. It's more people on the road of recovery than you think, because people are getting tired. You get tired of living the same way with the same results. You want change. In order to get change, you're going to have to go through that recovery process of understanding things. Now, I know we have lost loved ones. We cannot get those people back. They have transitioned on and they're gone. But the amazing thing about it is God allowed us to know them. God allowed us to spend time with them. I miss my dad. I miss my grandmoms. I remember one time I had four grandmoms. I was like, oh God, I'm lucky. I got four grandmoms. I miss them. I miss them. But they're not here. But the love that I have for them, I can still share, and I can still rejoice in the stories that I have about them. And that's what you can do. Continue to share and be restored in that place. Don't be broken. God do not want us to live broken. And when we live broken, we're saying that He's not able to fix us. God is able to fix us and restore us back to the wholeness that He wants us to be. We have to allow that. And I think to be a healthier us, to go to that next level that we have to go, we're going to have to be restored. We're going to have to be renewed. It's not possible to go to a new level expecting new things and you're broken. It's you're dragging chaos with you. You're going to have to be restored. You're going to have to be renewed so you can have a new thing. You're already sitting in old stuff. You want new stuff. You want new adventures, new things. You want to see things, know things new. So I ask you just to dive in and learn about this new thing and get restored. Whatever God is trying to restore in your life, allow Him to do it. We always want it one way, but God knows what's best for us. Get restored, get rejuvenated. He will not allow you to miss out on anything. He knows what you're missing. He knows what was taken from you. He knows the opportunities you missed. He knows all that. He is a restorer. He will give you more than you could ever think or imagine. He said your latter will be greater than your former. Trust and believe that. Even when it gets tough. I mean, like I was hit with some blows. I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? But I have to trust and believe, because anytime something great is about to happen, chaos always erupts. And you have to stay focused. You have to stay focused. You have to tell yourself to shut up. Do not say a word. Do not think anything negative, because you have to trust and believe that God is who He say He is. And He is a God of promises. He's a God that will fulfill what He says. So during this week, focus on the things that you want restored and ask God, help me to be restored. How do I need to be restored? And walk in your promise and your restoration. Have a great week and stay focused and be restored. See you next week on Joy Talk Tuesday. Bye.